Hi everyone. Coming up are a few short clips from my online spiritual workshops that I call Circle with Craig. So if you're interested in joining them, you can see a little bit now about what we do. Sometimes there's the odd psychic reading, sometimes some predictions, there's meditations involved with this. And of course, the whole thing is geared up to help you to directly connect with spirit yourself. So if you're interested in this or you find it interesting, have a look in the description of the YouTube video, and you'll see a link to the workshops so you can book online. She's going, woohoo! Because I feel that it's about time, it's like she tells me you're also quite interested in astrology.
Yes, I'm doing astrology. Yes, exactly.
Studying
Exactly.
astrology.
Yes,
She had a habit of rubbing her hands like this, didn't she too? Was this a habit she had all the time? She got getting
Yes.
her doing that and like to do this as well with things. So
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
although she's a comfortable build lady, I feel that she would like to jump or dance around quite a lot. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
seeing her bouncing around. So she was quite a big lady, but very agile, you know?
yeah, she did that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
goodness.
just
Wow.
see her there, though. So she's just seeing some green shield stamps, but she was absolutely fanatic about those. And
We've
was
been talking about green
you were
shield
talking
stamps
about it. There we go. I
just
knew there was something
recently.
specially significant about the green shield stamps. Have you still got a pair of shoes or an item of clothing of his still?
I have a jacket.
Okay, you still got his jacket, and this is going back a long time. This is, and
A
he just
long
says
time.
you have very vivid dreams. I want to say as well, because she's saying to me that you dream of her, and you've had very vivid dreams. And she says you have a dream of being left alone as well. There's been a dreams of being left alone, of being left on a street or something. It looks like I've been left somewhere. I can't get the car. I've got something like this. She's telling me about your dreams. She says that that is partly emotional, but it's this like a feeling of abandonment. When I do a reading, when it's finished, I forget it. Like
It just
this, I
blew
forget it.
me.
I look at the
That
video, I
reading just
remember
blew
it. But
me. I was shocked. It really, thank you so much, Craig, because you brought so much of evidential, that proof that was so needed, I think. So I think it's really mind-blowing what you do.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, it's not me, it's the spirit world, but I've got quite a sudden passing with her, like it's something like an accident.
But yes, I do know
Just be the
somebody.
feel with her. Was this a car accident?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
that's
And
yeah, that's it.
and have
Wow.
I hit my head in the car accident? Because I feel my head's either hit the steering wheel or hit the windscreen, because I feel it's my head that was damaged from this.
She hit the driver. She was coming back late night, and the driver fell asleep at the wheel and
Okay.
hit a boulders like barriers in the road.
Yeah.
So it could well be.
So it's really sort of head on then, isn't it? So it's
Well done.
So
Yeah.
I've got
Very
so that's who
specific.
she is. That's who she is. You seeing her, and she was connect. So you know her, but you didn't realize it. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
proved you see you didn't recognize her fully, but you see she's got through to you there.
And then there's someone else who I don't want to say too much, but someone else I
Okay.
feel.
All right. Was that a gentleman we're talking about here?
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
I felt him quite very strongly.
okay. Was he quite a humorous man, can I say? Because I'm feeling someone around me that had quite a good, very good, strong sense of humor. And I get the sense, I think I'm kind of quite tall person, actually.
Exactly.
Because I feel tall and thinnish rather, everybody nowadays fat, but I mean, I can feel kind of a slim build to him. That's why I feel the tallness with him.
Yes.
And I'm seeing his eyes. I quite often see the eyes, but very humorous eyes, glittery sort of eyes.
Yes.
It's sort of man you say he's got a glint in his eyes.
Yes. Just to add that the tall fella that you brought in, his funeral today. It was my friend's boyfriend, and he died.
Wow.
Funeral today. I mean, they'd actually split up, but still, I just felt him there, because although he was, how do you say it, a larger than life character, he had a spiritual side to him, and I always felt, that side. I felt that side to him.
I feel very strongly that I would like to give a testimonial. some of our patrons just now talked about the accuracy. For me, some of it was just mind-blowing. Even today, I mean, the
Yeah.
friend that you picked through and the connections, but I've had even more accurate than that. I mean, I've had incredible evidence, which,
Sheila, I totally agree with you. I
yeah,
mean, it was amazing. I mean, I didn't even share a photograph. My mother was not on any social media,
yeah,
but he really channeled and he did a fantastic job. I mean, I
yeah.
was blown. I was just
It's
blown.
it's evidence Craig has given me. I came running down to tell my mother. I can't.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
Craig, you're going to blush. I
I can
know.
sit here
we're
all day
proud of
listening to
you.
praise. Don't you
But,
worry.
it's just incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. The evidence that I got.
yeah, it was like mind blowing is all I can
Yeah,
say. And I think I did tell a few of my cousins and they booked readings with Craig
of
and they
course.
came away with, you know, a lot of evidence, you know.
Yeah, and one
So
fun thing, when I was panicking last year about my son, Craig got the actual date of, I think it was one day out, when he would have an interview for his university. I mean, how
Wow.
can you get the actual date? I mean, it was, I think he said, oh, the 29th, and it was the 28th, but I'll give him that because we were in India, so there is a time difference.
But the important thing is to become a pure open channel. And again, for all of you that are tuning in and trying to become connect to the spirit, that's all we have to do. It's not about, is let God do the work, you know. It's not about us, it's about just stepping aside and being a medium. You're a medium through which it comes through. And
Craig, you were, I don't know how much you were connected there, as in, I don't know about Gordon Higginson, but you came through onto my Nadi reading. They, you were
was I in
connected
your
to,
Nadi reading?
yeah,
Cool.
you were, they were like, oh, were you following someone from the UK? And it's somebody called Craig, you know, they don't,
oh my
you know what it's like.
goodness.
And
Wow.
I said,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah, it's one of the
goodness.
people, he's one of the masters that I follow. So I've got evidential proof of you being there 4,000 years ago, or whatever it was.
Wow,
Wow.
they saw it
Reading.
4,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Tell me more. What did they say? Yeah, so you started, and that gave you a bit of a shock, I suppose, when you first start to pick things up, didn't it? Yeah. I know what you mean. It's people. I remember when I first started developing my own clairvoyance. You know, when the early days, when you start getting it right, you think, "Hey, how did I know that?" You know, and it gets more and more. You'll find it will get more and more accurate as time goes on. You know, you start saying, "Oh, do you know a name?" I remember I said to somebody when I first started, somebody I just said to someone, "Was your mother's name Sybil?" I remember saying, "Do you go, yes." I go, "Whoa, how did I know that?" You know, you don't believe it at first when it starts to happen. You know, and I think that's what makes it such a an interesting and exciting journey, isn't it? These would be the people that have come who your spirit guides, and yet your dad, right, on the spirit. Your dad was he was a very funny man. I get the feeling with him. Very, very good sense of humor, wasn't he? I feel a man that had, did he pass with his chest too? Yeah. Did I have breathing conditions? I couldn't get my breath.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I said around me. Yeah.
Yeah. He is funny but kind of dry humor. Like because
A man's humor. Yeah. I like that.
pretty stern personality. Yes.
Very, very hard-working man too through his life.
Yes,
Very,
yes.
you know, determined man. And I sense with him also he fought hard at the end, because I'm asking, he didn't want to go. He didn't
Yes.
really believe in anything else to come, you know. And I feel he gives me the feeling of, you know, I've got no beliefs, and yet I wake up here. And he shows me something about, why am I got so many flowers? I know they put flowers in coffins or something, but did I have to have particularly an extraordinary number of flowers? Did they actually fill the coffin with flowers?
Many flowers.
Yeah, many massives of them.
Not a lot of flowers.
Yeah. I mean, I do at funerals, but this seemed a great deal, and it kind of is an example of how much he was loved, you know. And you see, now he would work with you from the spirit side, I feel, because he was a very clever man, right? Very intelligent mind. with him. I feel well read, knowledgeable. You could kind of, in your mind, you could think, Dad, what's the answer to that? And he would give it to you in a very logical sort of way. So if you
Yeah.
want to work spiritually, he works with you. And in fact, your spiritual opening has come often through shock, because it's like you've had shock and then you get the feeling of spirit connection. And he tells me it's not the first time. We've had 4 or 5 shocks in our life that have been major turning points for you in life. Often early deaths, he says to me. The people have died young, your family, he's telling me. But he would be, you can turn to your dad in the spirit, right?
Oh.
He didn't believe in any of it.
It's interesting, in life, when he was living, he never believed in any religion or
No,
spirit.
that's what I said.
Oh, yeah. Does he now? Does he now?
Well, obviously, otherwise he wouldn't come through, would he? It needs to work at your pace and your way, and don't force yourself with things. Just go naturally with it. You are protected, as it were, when you do this, because I always feel people worry about connecting sometimes, the spirit world, for example. And if we're doing it with a spirit of good energy and love and honesty and sincerity in our hearts, we are projecting light, and negative things can't get through projected light, right? It can't, because darkness cannot penetrate light. Light can penetrate darkness, but darkness does not penetrate light. So if our heart is sincere, the work we're doing is sincere, we call upon the divine in ourselves each time, we're always safe, and you will be able to tread the paths of the spiritual paths quite safely, and not to, you don't let seeds of fear and doubts come in, because you don't want that. That's just going to distract you and waste your energy with those things. So so hopefully you'll feel good. And that's why at the end we just shut down again afterwards, so we're back to normal awareness. We don't want to stay in it all the time, and we mustn't get obsessive with any of these things. Just gently, and we're always much safer with the way we go with that. Okay, let's do the first of the techniques that I want to show you today, which I have shown. Some of you might have done this one with me already, which is basically we're going to first of all open the auric field, open our chakras, open the aura, and go into a lovely state of consciousness. Okay, it's always good to keep your back comfortably straight, not like Sergeant Major straight, just comfortably straight. And I often suggest the way to do that is to imagine there's a sort of a point right in the middle of the top of your head, and there's another little point at the base of your spine, and you kind of line those two up. It's a bit like the top and the bottom of a reed, they say, a gentle reed that's blowing in the wind, and you just let it move like it's moving gently in the wind. It's subtle, it's soft, and then a point comes where it's like perfectly balanced, where it's just like straight, comfortably straight from the base of the spine to the top of the head. And then you can just relax into that point and let the body hang off it, as it were. So you let all the system, and there is a point there, which is also, this is also a thing that is a powerful thing when you learn it, but you find that point of equilibrium and then just relax. And it's a good idea to just take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, think, relax. Do this a couple of times. So as we let the breath relax, so with it the whole body relax. And as you listen to my voice, you can feel all the pressures of the day now falling away. You don't need them, just let them go. You can feel a very deep relaxation. You may want to relax really deeply and just let go of all the stresses, all the troubles. Just deeply relax more and more. And be aware of how good this feels. I saw a hand go up there. I missed it though. Trevor, was it? Or Scott? Scott. Let's have Scott. Hi, Scott.
Well, all I would say is I'm listening to you very carefully here, and wow, it just really, now I don't feel so alone. I feel like, oh, this is real, what's happening in my experiences, and it really just confirms it confirms that. And it's very clear, and I appreciate your discussion.
Oh, thank you, Scott. Okay, so you've had some connections yourself with the way I've been describing things here then already?
Yes, and not that I don't have a clientele, let's say that, I don't have customers that I talk to, but people that come across my journey in life just appear, and I go into a discussion, and all of a sudden things just happen. It's almost like you describe a channeling, and I hear things, I sense things very deeply, and all of a sudden I'm speaking, but all of a sudden it's like it's not me, it's something coming through, and it's a very awing experience, really. And this has been going on since even my childhood, not really understanding any part of it, but now, and as I read and research a little bit, I get a little bit more, but listening to you, it's very clear now.
Good. Okay, so there's a kind of also understanding that it's allowing that rational mind to go aside.
Yes.
This is really quite important, because we've been taught all the time in life that we've got to be rational. We're taught at school, we've got to be logical, we've got to think about things, we've got to remember things, we've got to be structured in our thinking. Those are all good things. But this intuitive thinking is using the other side of the brain. This is the side that knows but doesn't understand.